Great point. Yes.
I guess for all the panelists, what have you found your stakeholders feeling about the various collaborations? Have you, I'm sure in the Hawaii case,
Well, I haven't talked to all 40,000 people yet, but it feels like that. Our most important message was to the Ark of Kauai families. As I mentioned, the Ark of Kauai is probably twice as big as Easter Seals Hawaii is on Kauai. And actually, I'm flying, our whole senior staff is flying over. Today's the safety fair. We're flying over for a Pauhana potluck, Hawaiian potluck at the Lihui Convention Center. And all the families of both organizations are invited. All the political leadership is invited. Talking to the families, it's been very positive. It's been, I would say, 99% positive. There's some concerns about a change of provider or a change of, the therapist-individual relationship is very close, it's lengthy, sometimes it spans a lifetime. And we wanted to make sure that as much as we possibly could, those relationships would remain intact. From the family who was receiving services for their child with an adult child, that wasn't going to change, and we would do our very best to not impact that. There may be some changes, though. For example, we've learned that some nonprofits on Kauai in health and human services don't do drug testing. That was really a surprise to us. I mean, it's mandatory for us, and I think it's probably mandatory for most health and human service providers. So that may impact the delivery of services by someone who is not going to pass the test. But we want to be mindful of how we approach that and how we speak to the employees and reassure them that our job is to keep that relationship, that therapy relationship, intact.
non-client?
I'm sorry?
Funders or other?
Very enthusiastic. The grant from HCF came in about 5 seconds. I mean, I was the fastest grant we'd written. The money came very, very quickly. I think most of our funders who come from the private sector are saying, hey, listen, it's about time. There are far too many nonprofits in this state doing very similar work, and we don't know who to give our money to because we don't see that. How can you all possibly be making a big difference? I mean, we know that we are. Demonstrating it and quantifying it are challenging, but no, from all of our funders and our local families here on all the islands, it's been very, very well received.
You know, our collaborations are still very much in its beginning stages, but I have to say that in the collaborations that we've been working on with Pacific Survivor, because we've been doing that for longer, our clients are absolutely thrilled because it means that Pacific Survivor provides psychological counseling and we provide legal help, and so we can work very well together. We understand, okay, there's a hearing coming up and this person just went through an episode of PTSD, we know to postpone the hearing by a month or so. So it's actually worked out really well for our clients. I have to completely echo what Kathy said about our funders because, you know, again, we applied for this grant at HCF, just turned it around and was like, absolutely, we're going to fund this is a great idea. And I did speak with other people, even on the mainland, who were part of foundations, and they all said, it's about time, you know, very much concerned about the fact that there are so many nonprofits in Hawaii, and that, you know, it just makes absolute sense to collaborate whenever and wherever you can.
I think for my organizations, one of the keys was getting the staff of the programs behind the collaboration and helping them to really understand what was in it for them and what was in it for their clients. So it was key, it's been key for me to continue to meet with all the programs that are involved on a weekly or every other week basis to make sure that they're comfortable with the collaboration, they know what's happening, that they're not concerned that it's taking something away from their job or their responsibilities or their clients. And I think in the beginning there was a little bit of hesitation, and then once they understood the ways that it was going to benefit the clients and the ways that it was going to maybe hopefully even make things easier on their job, they really got involved and they were been very helpful at trying to identify the barriers that are out there and brainstorming with me some of the ways that we can get over those barriers. And actually within the next month or so we're going to be forming a group with some of the key staff from those programs to get together on a regular basis so that they can form relationships, so that this collaboration can really be sustainable in the long term, so that you don't always have to have someone in this key position that's going back and forth. You're building those relationships on a day-to-day basis.